Some agents fade, others rise and stay there. My guest today is one of them. From old school MLS books to YouTube domination, he's thrived through every market change without gimmicks or paid leads. Just discipline, action, and consistency that never quit. You can gain his success too. So let's get to it. I'm Carrie Hill, lawyer turned realtor and real estate agent certified mentor. If you'd like our team value for free or my personal help in your real estate journey, check out the links in the description below. Today I'm talking with Brian, a 3-time icon agent who's built his business on simplicity, professionalism, and daily habits that actually move the needle. If you've ever wondered how to create long-term success, not just a good month, Brian's story will show you exactly how it's done. Hi everyone, today I have Brian Stevens here. He is in Florida, super successful agent with lots of experience. So Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Carrie. I appreciate you having me on today.
Great. Glad to have you here. And I just wanted to ask you, just to give everybody a little bit of a background, what were you doing before real estate?
Well, you know, Carrie, I've been in real estate my whole life, pretty much. My father was a home builder for 25 years right here in Central Florida. So I used to sit in model homes, and then I got my license, been licensed for almost 30 years, general real estate license. And so, you know, it's with 2 or 3 different companies, now with EXP for 3 years, and I love it. It's fantastic.
That's great. So were you always a full-time agent when you came into real estate then?
Yes, I have been. I went right in. There was about a 6-year stint where I actually did ministry for 6 years, you know, full-time ministry. And so that was about 2009 to 2015. Jumped back in 10 years ago. So, but that's all I've done. So
wow,
that's all I know.
That's great. I'm sure that that's a helpful thing to have done for real estate as well. You know, compassionate and things like that. So that's great. Hey, so when you did, going all the way back to when you did start into real estate, how did you gain traction? I mean, how did you go out and, you know, get clients at that time?
You know, so I'm going to date myself, okay? But back in the day, we used to have MLS books, and probably most of the people watching this have no idea what I'm talking about. So it was literally MLS books where we would look for the listings, call the agents. It was so different. And really back then there was no social media and really hardly any internet, if you will. So it was just relationship based. It was getting the word out, making phone calls, you know, going to open houses, doing broker opens, a lot of boots on the ground type of work that just eventually, you know, your signs start to market for you. So it was so long ago, but it was good old fashioned phone dialing. We used to have a thing called floor duty. You ever heard of floor duty before?
Yes.
Okay. I guess they still have it in some brokerages, but so we had floor duty. So we get leads from sitting on the floor, setting up showings for other people's, you know, listings. So it was just a little bit of a different animal, you know, but I love where our business has transitioned to with everything online, most of the stuff online now. So it's great.
That's great. So when you did first start, of those things that you just mentioned, what was, I am going to segue into what you're doing now, but at that time, what worked best amongst those ways of getting leads, you know, the phones, the open houses, etc.?
You know, 101, man, just do open houses, go on appointments, meet with people, take phone calls, you know, talk to your friends and your family, see who needs help. And my first year at Coldwell Banker, I made $35,000. That was 1997 or 8, long time ago. So, but here's what I would say, when I got back into the business in 2015, you know, after being out 6 years, everything had changed. Technology, everything was different. So what I did, I'm like, okay, I'm out of ministry now. Now I'm back in real estate. I missed the business world because it's what I know. So I got back into, I'm like, so how do I generate business? Right? I've been out of it for 6 years. So I started doing very simple things. I'm like, okay, because I think a lot of times either agents have time or money. They don't have both, right? It's not totally true, but it's true. Like then I was getting back in the business. I didn't have a lot of money, so I had time. So I said, I'm going to post on social media at least once a day. I'm going to contact at least 3 to 5 people a day. I'm going to make sure I do a few little clerical things because I have no assistant. I did the very basic stuff and did some open houses and just started doing the small things of discipline that got me back in the business and got my business up and revving.
That's great. Of those things now that you mentioned in 2015, what worked the fastest for you?
I never have been one to buy leads, so I know for some people that would be the case, but probably nothing has really worked fast because it seems like this business is it's a grind business, as you know. I mean, it's hard work, right? You got to lead gen, you got to market, so none of it's really, everybody's looking for the magic bullet. And I don't think there's one as far as, long-term success. Now, unless you're specializing in a certain field in TikTok or Instagram or buying Facebook leads, which I've never done. Mine's been more self-generated from my marketing, through referral base is really what it's at now. And so there's nothing really specific. I believe in a vast, array of spraying a bunch of bullets out for marketing. So I've got 2 or 3 bus benches. I do social media every day, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn a little bit. So I believe in just doing the small things every day, contacting your referral base, doing the basics, and over time, you're planting seeds, and then, the seeds will start to grow, and then you'll get fruit out of it. So that's been my experience.
Yeah, consistency is definitely the name of the game. That and actually doing the actions, which when you go and you're doing your social media, are you doing long form on YouTube and then short form on the other platforms, or are you doing short?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, dead on. You know what I found, Carrie, is it seems like for me, and again, I'm not a YouTube expert. I think we're all kind of just learning this. But long form is worked better on YouTube than short form to me. And I think there's some numbers out there that kind of prove that. But when I do walkthrough videos and I do other little interviews and stuff, it seems like the long form gets better traction because people will stay on your channel longer and then hopefully hop from video to video and find value in what you're putting out there.
Yes. And what are you using for a call to action then on your long form?
I am again figuring this out, but I'm doing an intro and then I am doing my walkthrough video. Now this is for I have 2 different channels. I have a Living in Lakeland, Florida channel, Brian Stevens, and then I have a Realtors of Faith channel, right, to work with agents. So my call to action on my Living in Lakeland is I'd love to connect with you. If you're looking for other, real estate in Central Florida, I service all of Polk County. Let's connect. All the information is below, and I kind of just invite them into really a conversation with me. Not just watch the videos and get entertained, but let's talk about your real estate needs.
Yeah, that's great. And when they do contact you from your long form, the description, is it a phone call or is it like doing a Zoom meeting, or are they emailing you? How is it that they're connecting with you?
I'm seeing most of them probably email me or text me or call me. Mainly that. They just kind of reach out and say, I've been watching your videos, which means they're starting to know, like, and trust me, which is the game plan, right? And so by doing that, then we just kind of end up, having a conversation and find them a home or helping them to sell a home.
That's great. And have you ever noticed if there's any particular type of content you're doing in YouTube that's resulting in these phone calls and emails and everything?
Well, so far in my Living in Lakeland, it's been walkthrough videos with my iPhone. This is what I do. And let me tell you a quick story how I even stumbled upon this. Probably, 6-7 years ago, I was showing buyers homes, and I was at the very end of showing them 5 or 6 homes, and I knew they liked this last home. So I said, hey, do you want me to record this on my phone and send it to you? They said, that'd be great. So I went inside the house. They had left. It was 5:30, 6 o'clock. I got my phone out. I walked through the house, 5 to 7 minutes. I don't even know if I talked or not. I don't know what, but I walked through it and I tried to text them the walkthrough video. Well, it wouldn't go through because it was so long of a video. And I thought, what do I do with this walkthrough video on my phone now? And so I thought, YouTube, wait, I don't even know if I have a channel now. So, but I guess I had one, or I started one. I dropped the video on there. I sent them the walkthrough video. They loved it. And I went, wait, I can store all these walkthrough videos on YouTube, not on my server or what have you. And it worked. And now I found out for buyers and for sellers, people love watching home tours. It's amazing. It's crazy.
That's a great tip. That's really great because I have filmed houses because of an out of area client, right? So I filmed it, and it actually hadn't occurred to me to turn around that and put it on my YouTube channel. So that's a really good tip. I mean, I'm doing it anyway. So
you drop it on there. You'd be surprised. I didn't think people watched them, honestly. And then if you do 10 to 15 minutes is what I would advise. You can do 17, 18 minutes. But if you do it 6 or 7, it usually doesn't get as much traction. So I shoot for 10 to 15 minutes. And here's the thing. If we've got agents watching this, don't feel like you have to be. I just walked through the first several. I just walked through with my phone and probably didn't even talk. I don't even know. And then I went through and I talked. And I'm not some special home seller narrative, but I just kind of walked through it. Look at this kitchen. Look at the beautiful granite countertops. And you just kind of do your thing, and people appreciate you being transparent and honest. And then probably in the last 2 years, I'm like, I got to step up a little bit. So I went to CapCut. So I started putting a little bit of background music to it myself on my phone, nothing fancy. And then this week, I'm like, I need to level up even more. I hired a video editor it's a VA. So he just started like 2 days ago. So I can't wait to see what happens next. But start basic, start doing walkthrough videos, drop them on your channel. I'm telling you, people like to watch them. And you probably got some cool houses where you are too. I mean, in California, you're seeing all kind of cool houses.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some cool houses around here. So that's also a really interesting progression that you just explained, starting with just the YouTube and now moving all the way to the editor. So in the beginning, actually in all of these now, are you jumping in these as you're filming this too? Or is it literally just going around long form and you're not even in it? I'm just curious.
Here, you know what? And that's a good question. You know what I did at first? I was thinking, wait, I need somebody with me. I need somebody to shoot it for me. I need a videographer. And so what happens? Suman Kim talks about this, right? Just go do it. Get it done. And so now let me back up. Whenever I do a high-end home, I will have my photographer do a high-end production video on that.
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4 minutes, really nice.
Different.
You spend $300 or $400. I still do those on my high ends, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm really a listing specialist. And so how can I be regular when I go? What's going to make it happen, right? And so I thought, I'm going to get my iPhone out. And so what I start off doing is I get my phone, I put it out here. I'm in front of the house always. And I just give a little intro, 15 seconds, stop it, do the walkthrough video, stop it, and then the finish, the CTA, the call to action. And then I put them 3 together, and then I drop it on YouTube. And that's what's working today. It's been 2-3 years. It's basic, but you know what? I get it done each listing. I make it happen. That's the key.
That is the key. And so you're literally just holding it in front of you. Are you using a gimbal or any of that stuff? You just holding the phone?
I bought one. I've got one, but I'm like, man, I just, but I'm still using my iPhone and I'm holding it this way. And I sometimes I wear my buds because it will give you a little bit better on your audio. So yeah, I'm just like, how's it going to get done? And this has worked for me so far.
That's fabulous. I'm sure it's going to continue to work. So that's a big difference from the way you started real estate and doing all the more traditional things. If you were starting as an agent today, what would you tell people is the way you would go about it, knowing all the wealth of information that you already have?
Yeah, for video based or for just general tips? What's your
a general tip? How would you start if you?
How would I start? Yes, I would carve out. First of all, I would make sure to get up and get dressed in the morning and look professional. Okay, because a lot of realtors don't do that, and when I get back in the business. Again, I'm not judging anybody watching this video, but when I get up in the morning, sometimes I'd be in my shorts, my hat, I'm hanging out till 10:30, 11. I'm thinking, wait, if somebody calls me to see a house at 9 a.m., am I ready to go? Or if I run into somebody at the grocery store at 8:30 or 9, do I look professional or do I look like I'm on a Saturday? Because if I look like I'm on a Saturday hanging out, they may think, are you in the business, or do you work, or are you full-time? Are you a professional? So again, different markets, different places. So I get up and I get dressed, because it also does something for your mindset too, right? You're dressed, you feel more professional. So then I go into 2 hours of lead generation time, right? And that can look like phone calls, text, following up, posting social media. It can look like a lot of things. And then I have my appointment time. So I have 11 to 12. I try to have a lunch meeting if I can. And then I try to, load my listing appointments and showing homes between, call it 1 and about 4:30. And then I hit the gym every day. That's my time. If anybody says I want to do something, I have an appointment. I do. I don't need to tell them it's at the gym with myself, but I have an appointment 4:30 to 5:30 or 6. And then I may return a few calls or texts, and that's it. So that's kind of my schedule, how I have it now.
Yeah, speaking of that schedule that you just explained, I mean, I can see that you have certain times that you're obviously trying to get certain things done during that. Are you using some kind of a planner to do that, or is it just like in your head? How do you organize your schedule?
Yeah, it's on my phone. So I've got it literally marked out on my phone, right? Because if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't happen, like they say, right? So I've got it on my phone, and I just know every day I'm doing this and that. Now, sometimes, especially as new agents, you're going to have to grind later, right? You may have to show homes from 6 to 8. And I try not to. I more or less have a small team I refer buyers to. I'm not above it. I'm just trying to leverage my time more that I've been in the business so long. And so in the evenings, sometimes you got to make some phone calls. Now, I'm still texting people sometimes at 8 or 9 o'clock, or talking to them on negotiating. So you're always doing that if you're really in the business. But that's just, that's part of what we're in. We signed up for it.
Yeah. Little did we know. Okay. So you said you keep this list of things that you're trying to do on your phone. Are you using an app for that? Are you just putting in your calendar? How is that working?
I'm a combination of digital, and I like good old pad and paper too. So I do a little bit of both. Honestly, I'll keep my running list on a pad of paper, but I've got my template, if you will, on my phone, on my lead gen, my workout time, my lunch stuff. So my calendar's really on my phone, but I'm keeping a list on my yellow pad, my white pad, or sticky notes, you name it.
Okay, that's great. Whatever works. It's just about whatever works, right?
That's it. Yeah. You've heard people jump to CRMs all the time.
Yes.
And you've heard this before. Which CRM works the best? The one you're going to use. Right. So it's the same thing as organization, whatever works for you.
Speaking of that, do you use a CRM?
I do. I went to Follow Up Boss about 6 months ago and love it.
Ah, that's great. Good to know. I think
Yes.
that is coming to EXP for Teams soon. So
Yes.
a little highlight there. So what about if you were talking to an agent who's actually struggling now, so they're already in the business, they have, lots of experience, but they're struggling now, what would be your number one tip there?
I would say get your schedule and do these daily disciplines. Do the things we talked about. Do lead generation. You need to be doing open houses, right? You need to be posting every day on social media, and you need to be checking your hot sheet of the market every day. You should be on MLS. New agents looking at what hit the market that morning and what hit the market that evening. So you need to know the markets, right? And this business, as Tom Ferry says, it's a contact business. You've got to make contact with people, right? You have to phone calls, text messages, because it all leads to appointments, which leads to contracts, which leads to closing. So I would say doing the basics. If you're lead generating even an hour a day, if you can do that on a consistent basis, you will be ahead of 95% of the real estate agents in today's market. So just be consistent, show up every day, look professional, figure it out. You don't have to know it all. I still learn stuff all the time, honestly, all the time. It seems like a couple times a week, I'm like, I never have heard that and I never knew that. I'm serious. So leaders are learners, right? So we're always learning.
Yeah, that's good advice, and it's just so true for this industry. So you and I are both part of the Wolf Pack at eXp Realty. So I'm wondering, why did you join eXp? You were with several other brokers just before, and why did you join the Wolf Pack?
I got to the point of thinking, man, how do I want to finish off my career? What's a good, end game, if you will? And so I thought probably where I'm at Keller Williams, it kind of limits me in different things. So I looked at EXP. I started watching Mike Sherrard's videos, our sponsor, right? And this is when Mike first started making his videos, which he's talked about. He was, I don't know where he was, in some office, looks like a high rise or something. But I'm like, that guy knows his stuff. He knows it, and I like the way he explains it. He's black and white. He's very smart, and he's very analytical, right? And he explained it well. So I started just kind of binge watching his videos and thinking, I think this is the guy I would go underneath for a sponsor, because he knows the product and he's going to help, right? Not even knowing what all we were going to get with the AI Academy and all the, how to run your YouTube channel and all the everything we get with education wise. So I think that was the main attraction for me, was just getting underneath somebody that could help me and build my business, and we could partner together that knows their stuff.
Yeah, so with Mike, I mean, obviously we have a Social Agent Academy Pro, but you were already doing YouTube right before that? Were you doing?
I was doing it, but then I did chime into his channel on YouTube, and I went, oh, this is how you do tags, titles, thumbnails. So I really fine-tune when I post a video. So it's helped me a lot. And truth be told, that's been about a year. I need to go back and re-educate and probably see some of his new materials to really even level up more.
Yeah, well, as you and I both know, he does update everything every year. So because of that, yeah, going back and reviewing it for the updates, it is a time commitment. So I can understand if you haven't gotten to it yet, because you've got a lot to do and what you're doing is already working, right? So now We're talking about just maybe tweaking it or picking up something new that he has to say. So Anyway, I think it's been really helpful to the agents watching this today to have you on here. And I just want to thank you so much for your time. And you and I both know that the great thing about being a part of the Wolf Pack is that we share the same upline. Both of us are direct sponsors or sponsees of Mike Sherrard. Right. And we can share co-sponsorship and sponsorship now, so that anybody who's interested in working with you can also work with me and vice versa. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on the channel today.
Thank you very much, Carrie. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
If you got any value from this video, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified of our next valuable agent story. And if you're interested in partnering with Smart Agent Alliance or with Brian or with both of us, click the appropriate links in the description below to get the ball rolling. And if you want any more information about eXp Realty or our team, there should be some videos showing above my head right now. Thank you for watching and have a great day.